This is an old classic. Island of Death. This is the German DVD under the title Devil of Mykonos. This one's been released uncut in Europe and the US. It's heavily cut in the UK, so don't even bother with that. I went for the German disc, because the German disc has got the best selection of extras on. Yeah, it's about some brother and sister who go over to the Greek island of Mykonos and start, bumping off people who they think are immoral or whatever. It's quite amusing. There's a hilarious scene where they gate crash a gay party with a sword, and matey goes chasing after him through the streets with it. It's absolutely bloody ridiculous. There's a scene with I think he tries to have sex with his sister at one point, and she tells him to get lost, so he goes and has his evil way with his goat. I mean, the whole thing is just totally bizarre, absolutely rubbish film. Oh yes, I Spit on Your Grave, old controversial classic. This was another one that started off the video Nasties furore. A woman gets gang raped by a bunch of rednecks. She decides to get her own back on them by hanging and castrating them and doing various other unsavoury things. UK version's got the rape scenes cut out of it. The US version, which is fully uncut, I believe there's an uncut Dutch disc as well, but don't go for the UK version because it's cut. This one, well, this is one of the first releases by Elite Entertainment. It's got a trailer on. I'd go for the Millennium Edition, which has come out because it's got better extras on, but I'm going to stick with this for the time being, I think. Another film, now this one's uncut in the UK now, but I got this when it first came out in the US. This is the film Killer Nun, which has got Anita Ekberg in, about some nun who's going around killing the people in this hospital. Not particularly gory, I don't know. I think it got included on here because of the graphic box art that was on the original UK release, but yeah, it's a bit boring to be honest with you. Okay, also, Night Train Murders. This is another one that's uncut in the UK now, surprisingly. It's just come out over here. It is similar to Last House on the Left, except it's about a couple of girls that get abused on a train. The people then happen to go around the local doctor's house because one of them needs medical attention or something, and then the doctor finds out these people are responsible for the death of these daughters, and does a few things that go against his Hippocratic oath, shall we say. It's not a bad movie though. There's some rather graphic rape scenes in here, which is one surprise it's uncut in the UK now, so who knows, fingers crossed we might get an uncut Last House on the Left sometime in the near future, but we'll see about that one. Yeah. Now this one, Love Camp 7. Now, the only place this is available I'm aware of, I believe it's out in Australia, but this is the US DVD, which is only available through the Something Weird Video website. It's not actually available from any main retailers. It's a DVD-R version, which is how they release many of their films. So it's an official, it's a DVD-R, but it's an official DVD-R, if you know what I mean. It's another one. I believe someone did try and release this in the UK here a while back, but it got rejected by the Board of Film Censors. Again, it's about fictionalised Nazi atrocities, rather unpleasant in places, although it's just exceptionally corny and cheesy, to be honest with you. Again, it depends whether you're into these Nazi films or not. I'm not particularly, but there we go. Right, and here's a film I've mentioned a few times, The Last House on the Left. Now, this film is cut slightly in the UK. I believe they cut out the bit where Krug carves his name onto the girl's chest, but it's got David Hess in it. It's also got a young Martin Cove, who, was, I believe, in Cagney and Lacey. But, yeah, similar to the other films, it's about a group of criminals on the run from the law, hide up at these people's house, and the people find that they were responsible for the death of their daughters, so they exact a rather nasty revenge on them. This is the Dutch disc, actually, which is uncut. It's also available uncut in the USA. Now, the UK disc did have a slightly different cut of the movie under the title Krug and Company, which came as an extra on the disc, but unfortunately, because the Board of Film Censors had cut the film, it wasn't the complete version, which is a pity, really. I'm confident that this film will eventually be released uncut over here, but not just yet. As Board of Film Censors still do have a little bit of a thing about sexual violence, so until they buck their ideas up, I'm afraid we're stuck with a cut version. So as I say, thank God for internet shopping. This is another good one. The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. Again, they probably seized upon this one because it was a zombie film. It was made by Spanish director George Grau. It's set in the Lake District, although it was actually filmed in the Peak District. Although if you don't live in the UK, you probably won't be able to tell the difference between the two. But anyway, yeah, it's about this farm machinery, experimental, pest killer that kills bugs by ultrasonic waves. It starts bringing the dead back to life at the nearby hospital who go on the rampage throughout the countryside. It's pretty corny, but it is a fun film. What's the guy's name? Is it Arthur? Yeah, Arthur Kennedy, Irish actor. He's in it as a bad-tempered police officer. He utters the immortal line, "I wish you were dead, you bastard, because then I could kill you again." So, be careful what you wish for then, as you find out at the end. But, yeah, very good movie. This is the UK version. I believe this has just been re-released in the US. I'm not sure which is the best version to go for. Originally I would have said the UK, but I think the US disc has come out with a few more extras on, so, I don't know, just hunt around a few internet sites. But, yeah, if you're a zombie film fan, I'd recommend it. Alright, the film Madhouse. I don't think this is out in the US. This is the uncut UK disc. About some sister who about some girl who has a rather unpleasant sister who's in a loony bin who gets out and tries to bump her off. There's a demonic dog in it and a few other rather peculiar things. I think probably the best thing going for it was the soundtrack was by the same guy that did the soundtrack for Cannibal Holocaust, which is pretty good. But it's not a bad movie. It's not that gory. I've seen it a couple of times. I couldn't tell you much about the plot, to be honest with you, more than I have done. Right, this is the film Nightmare Maker, also known as Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, or Night Warning, as I believe it was released as in the US. About some bloke who goes around killing people. I think he got listed on the list because there's a subplot about his incestuous relationship with his mother or something bizarre like that. It's notable for the fact that it's got a very young Bill Paxton in, who was in Aliens. But it's not that gory a film. It'd probably pass uncut now. I believe this one is up for, I think Code Red were talking about releasing this one on film, on DVD rather, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But I don't know, it's not a bad movie, not brilliant either. Nightmares of a Damaged Brain. Now this is the uncut Dutch video. This one is out on DVD in the UK, but it's a cut version. This is the full uncut, version that came out on Dutch video. I believe there's numerous uncut versions out there, but they're kind of difficult to get hold of. This one's notorious because it's got special effects that were credited to Tom Savini, but Tom Savini didn't actually do them. He did visit the set and give one of the guys a bit of advice, but he didn't do any hands-on work, so I know that's been a source of much speculation over the years, but he's always denied having anything else to do with it. But yeah, it's about some maniac on the loose killing people, basically. Not much else to say about it apart from that. Some good gore effects in it, but that's all. Now this one is absolutely hilarious. This is Night of the Demon. This is like a Bigfoot sort of film. This one has been released on DVD in the UK, but it was cut. This is the uncut version, which was which is basically a bootleg off the old uncut UK VHS. It's about some Yeti on the rampage in these woods. People that go to try and find it end up getting their arms ripped off and beaten to death with the soggy ends and stuff. One bloke is disemboweled and whipped to death with his own intestines in lovingly graphic detail. And there's an absolutely hilarious bit where some biker goes to pee beyond the bush only to find out that's where the monster is, and he gets hoisted by his wedding tackle. And it's an absolutely hilarious movie. You can get hold of a copy. I'd recommend it. It's enjoyable for all the wrong reasons, but I think it definitely needs an uncut DVD release. It really is a joy to behold.